Did you wake up this morning feeling drowsy and wishing you got more sleep last night? Not surprisingly, you're not alone. Nearly half of Americans, 48%, admit to not getting enough sleep at night. But what is surprising is that half of these people say they've never tried to do anything about it. 67% of Americans say they stay up late at night watching TV, and 61% say they use a laptop within an hour of trying to go to sleep. These statistics have more side effects than you might imagine. 80% of Americans admit that the lack of sleep is causing them to be stressed during the day, but only 20% of Americans think that their lack of sleep might cause serious health issues in the future. What they don't realize, though, is there's horrible side effects to not getting enough sleep at night. First of all, lack of sleep is depressing, literally. There's a deep connection between insomnia and depression, and people who suffer from insomnia and don't get enough sleep at night are 5 times more likely to be depressed. Also, lack of sleep ages your skin. It can lead to fine lines, wrinkles, and bags under your eyes, and nobody wants that. But also, lack of sleep causes memory loss, and most importantly, serious health issues. People who don't get enough sleep at night are more likely to have diabetes in the future, be overweight, have a heart attack or heart disease, and even have high blood pressure in the future. But being drowsy during the day is just like being drunk during the day. In a recent study, they compared people who were drowsy to people who had a 0.08 blood content level, and the people who were drowsy performed even worse while driving. 24% of accidents every year are due to drowsy driving. That's more than drinking and driving. So even though there's so many bad side effects to not getting proper sleep, there's a lot of good side effects to getting proper sleep. Proper sleep obviously lowers the possibility of all these horrible health issues such as the depression, the diabetes, and the high blood pressure, but it also prevents the memory loss and restlessness. But sleeping is a critical time for forming new memories. During the early stages of sleep is when we form declarative memories. So these are the facts that we're learning throughout the day. Maybe you learned about George Washington in your history class. You're going to remember these facts during your early stages of sleep. And then there's slow wave sleep. This is when we form procedural memories. So when you were little and you learned how to ride that bike or you learned how to bake cookies, you remember these during your slow wave sleep. And then probably most important is deep sleep. I'm sure you've had a professor tell you before to try to connect the new information you're learning with the old information. Well, you're going to connect these two during your deep sleep. And that's what we lack the most of. But getting proper sleep is not as hard as we make it out to be. It really isn't. First of all, set a regular bedtime. Record that late night Glee or American Idol and watch it the next day at an earlier time. Also, set a designated time to go to sleep every single night. But also, set a time to turn off your cell phone and your laptop. Not only is it keeping you up later at night, but the artificial light that comes from electronic devices suppresses the release of melatonin. And melatonin is what helps us fall asleep at night. Also, if you need to wake up to an alarm clock every day to get up for work or school, then you need to move your bedtime back earlier so you don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. Try to maintain this wake up time even on Saturdays and Sundays so you don't have that Monday morning drowsiness that most of us have. So you want to make your bedroom sleep friendly as well. Do all your schoolwork at a desk, not a bed. You don't want your mind connecting schoolwork and sleep time, or else your mind's not going to be able to relax. And you want your mind to relax just as much as your body is while you're sleeping. Keep your room cool at night also. That might mean lowering the temperature of your room a few degrees lower than it is during the day. And keep the noise level low. So turn your TV off before you're going to sleep and try to be as peaceful as you can. Eat right and get regular exercise. So stay away from big meals right before bed. If you're planning on having a big dinner, plan it for 5 or 6 rather than 8 or 9. Avoid alcohol and caffeine hours before bed as well. And finally, avoid drinking all liquids probably within half an hour of going to sleep. You don't want any water or juice causing you to wake up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. So, as many Americans are having problems with sleep, there should be many more people doing something about it. It's really not as hard as we make it out to be, but there's tons of benefits from getting proper sleep. In the end, it'll cause you to be happier and healthier and lead a better lifestyle.